Hello everyone, Govijan here. So this is the video recording after a very long time. So I decided to make videos on topics that I have learned in my notes. So these are the basic life skills that I am trying to achieve and trying to understand by writing it down, some important life tips. And one of the most important life tips I have uh, learned about that is how to be happy. It's all leads to one single thing, one single desire, how to be happy. So in order to be happy, there's reason called make relationships with people, whether it's with your family, it with your friends, it is with your colleagues, or it is with your partner. It is important. Communication is the most important thing. Even it is helpful in your own peace, inner peace. It's also important. So there's some important communication tips that although I am trying to understand this, but it is necessary some important tips that I learned from various videos, some TED Talks. Communication includes three main parts: your verbal communication, your non-verbal communication, and your aura, your confidence. Although non-verbal and confidence all comes all leads to all are same, but sometimes confidence and non-verbal can be faked. Here's one. Let's talk about some non-verbal communication. A good posture, a good body language with proper hand signs, with proper eye contact, with proper gestures can can also be a very good example of non-verbal communication. It can be very attractive, it can be enthusiastic, it can be interested. It shows that you are willing, you are interested in hearing the thoughts of the other person. And that's very subtle, very important. Some of the hacks like copying others' body language. It's also a great hack for non-verbal communication. Also, focusing on their face, not through their eyes. It can be quite creepy also, but also focusing on their lips, not on their forehead because it makes them insecure. Focusing on their lips while they're talking, or just like if you notice me that I talk straight through the camera, but sometimes I just points, I look other directions also where I can distract my eye contact. I just don't want to just stare right through, glaring through the camera. No, that's not I want to say. I want to say that you have to maintain eye contact to 80, 70 to 80 times. 10 to 20, 20 to 30 times you can see whether you can take a break like this. If I want to say I have some other notes right there, that's a very subtle sign. So these are the main points of eye contact. Next, body language. Now that's an important thing. Proper body language with this proper stance and feet pointing towards that person whom you are talking to are a sign of good body language. Some good body languages also include having an open body language like this. It shows that you don't hide in your hands or something. Open like this, or while talking to use hand signs such as showing palms, not this, because it's just like our evolutionary trait where we consider it fearfully that he is hiding something. We show them that we are not an enemy, we are friends. So this evolutionary trait is helpful. Sometimes when we know about our evolutionary psychology, our evolutionary things, and apply in our real life, then it is helpful in our own self. So, if you have an open body language, not like this or like this, sulking posture, not this, no, an open body language, straight, cheerful face, and happy body language. Open body language. It doesn't mean like for example, if you are covering yourself with an object, it also signs that you are anxious. You are talking anxiously to the people. It's all. necessary that everyone has insecurities, but the ability to accept these insecurities is your own, is your own achievement. It is very tough to be good at communication, but there is also a room for improvement. So these are the non-verbal types. Let's talk about the verbal types. Now, the verbal communication is a different part. Acting and having a good posture is okay, but the main comes with what you speak, because the words you utter can create a really deep impact. It can lead to wars. It can make someone fall in love. It can help you to crack interviews. It can help you to go ahead in your career. It is a great power, and I just realized when I in this age, it is necessary to improve communication whenever there's a chance. Talk to strangers, although if you are not comfortable enough, I know that I am also not comfortable enough. I just try my best to talk to strangers. If I get an option, if I get a chance, I will definitely talk to them. Otherwise, in if you if you can't able to do that, don't force it. Talk to your friends, talk to your family members, talk to even your whoever the colleagues, your um, partners, your whoever you are. It just improve your communication skill. Try good posture, good body language. Some verbal communication tips like um, there's always be a honesty. If you are being honest, you are telling. It's not matter of telling always the truth, but being saying the point which is asked. Can you tell, for example, if someone asks, "Hey, can you give me an assignment? Have you done the assignment of this subject?" And you say honestly, "Sorry, I have not done it." Or if you done it, but you don't want to give that assignment to the person, say, I have done it, but I'm not sure of the answers. So I hope that you don't mind. It's necessary to say no, because a communication which leads to agreeing with each other is not a communication. It's just an order. Yes, that's true. So learn to say no if you feel like things are not going this side as you like. Because we are all human beings. We desire something. So communication is also thing that we able to comprehend to that person, not obey the order of that person. Okay, so it should be flexible. You are comfortable to say no, and he is also comfortable to say no. If you are comfortable to say yes, then he is also comfortable to say yes. That's a part of communication. So honesty should be there. Authenticity. Amma thoda authenticity. Be yourself. Now this point is like the first point. Be yourself. Don't try to communicate in order to impress others. That's a part of the rule. Don't try to communicate to impress others. Don't try to talk in such a way that he or she will be flattered, he or she will like me or something like that. If I say these facts, this data or this, nothing like that. Communication means comforting people through words. If they are okay with them, okay to say with them, okay to share information. Everyone is like an book. You have to turn through pages to in order to read their story, in order to know their experiences. Everyone is an open book. You have to connect through, connect it through communication. That's about I integrity. So integrity, be your word. A good communication, a communication can lead only and only if someone who you trust. If you trust someone, and the communication is good. If you don't trust someone, then there's no need for any communication. Trust comes with integrity. So integrity means whatever you are saying, if you are willing, if you do that thing, whatever you said, then it comes an integrity. For example, if you convince that person that I will get this work done by Friday, and then you get this work done by Friday with properly detailed and something like this, then you are being of your word. You are just of your word. But if you try to um temporarily complain like, oh sorry, I didn't able to do on Friday, can you extend this to Saturday or this? He will lose their trust. So it's being a very delicate and important part. It can be changed through communication, but you have to be that person first. If you are integrate, being integrity, being an integrated person is that you can able to do your work which you provided. Don't able to procrastinate or you try your best to do that work. Is that this is the most important point. This is the most difficult also because you have to first improve yourself. That's why you can able to be tell that who you are. Otherwise, don't tell them who you are. Lower your expectations because if you go exceed your expectation, then people's expectation becomes higher. If you lower your expectations that I can't do this, then expectation of people become low. But when you do the work beyond their expectations, then it becomes a trustable factor, a magical factor. That's L is love, not the romantic love I want to talk about. Is that the love is means the trust, the care, the type of communication, the friendly communication I am talking about. Don't think any negative of that person. In order to have a good communication, always always have a positive impression on that person. Wish them well to greet and acclaim enthusiastically. Have a happy face, have a cheerful gesture. Because in order to communicate, no one wants to communicate with a negative personality. Everyone wants to communicate with a happy personality. So, no, these are the important points, but some things that improve communication. How is it? Some of the hacks for verbal communication. First of all, your voice. It's necessary. A good, proper voice according to your gender is, I can say, a great advantage for communication. So, a good voice, a voice that doesn't stammer, a voice that is soft, clear, uh, can be soothing also, that can be trained, although it's kind of difficult. But if you have a very good soothing voice and you are able to express your words properly through communication, then that's a very good sign. That's a very beautiful act. Don't be monotone. If you are just staying like there, talking like this all the time, having discussing about these topics, no one likes that. Have a different mix of expression. Maybe sad, maybe it depends on the emotional track. If you are saying about some tragedy events, you lower your mood. It's like something circling mode. That oh, this is the thing. We have some bad news. This accident has occurred, and this. That's very bad tone and emotional tone. And if you are being cheerful about a new event is coming up or anything new, then you be uh, show your body language, a confident body language, have a cheerful gesture, and hey, this is a new event has come up. We are proud to announce that in front of everyone. Like that. Don't be monotonic. There's a person in my school time where he was so monotonic and has a very fast pace, which is the next point, being very fast paced. He's so fast and being very same expression like this is the time, this is this. He's so fast. Like I'm Vijay and I'm presenting about this topic about environment and today this environment is this. Very fast and no expressions at all. And like, hey man, just give some expressions. At least lower your pace and give expression can be very significant. Even though content will be remain same, but in order to overcome this nervousness, in order to make a interactive audience, you have to just have slow in pace and have expressions. Don't be monotone. Pace is very important. If you talk too much faster, like if you want to convey this. So this is the project where I'm talking about, where we will do this solar energy and this, and we have, no, this is the project where we will use solar energy to harness the power, and we can also reduce the cost of electricity, which is a great source, and also using of renewable sources of energy. That's a good point. So pace is also important. Amplitude. You know what amplitude, which means loudness. If you go too loud or subtle, it based on the type of line you are speaking. It is based on the emphasis on important words. You can go too loud on focusing on important words, or you can go slow while talking or while passing through the lines. This is the one I was talking about. Some important, still, that's the point. Some important details I want to mention is this, that you should be present on 9 o'clock on the morning, like that. So this is the point. The next thing is uh, some of the uh, ways to not communicate with people. We talk about the goods and how to do that communication properly through various sites. But there are some bad traits which is also should not be done, because we all want to communicate properly, and we want, the main important thing is love, which is we want to care about that person, we want to wish well, so that he she can benefit from this communication, and I also benefit. That's why I'm communicating, to know about that person, so that I also can gain information about that person, that I can use in order to go ahead in my life, make friends, or go ahead in career, like that. So, like I said, there are some bad sins, some bad things that we don't want to discuss about communication. Some deadly sins, which is the bad sins about communication. Communication can be good if done properly, but if you get in this bad sins, then communication can be very messed up. First is gossiping, uh, backbiting others, backbitching others, like talking random shit to that person, like he's that. If you want to talk to him, tell him in his face, like, I don't like your attitude. I don't like the way you work. Okay? Don't just backbite others. Don't be like gossip behind others, because if you gossip behind others, someone also gossiping behind you as well. It may be your friend, it may be your brother, anything. Next, judging. Judging. Never judge any person on the basis of their looks, on their on the basis of their looks, on how they wear, nothing like that. If you don't judge a person, nobody is trying to judge you. There's always a thing in sin. It's called karma, where it always comes back to you. If you gossip around that person, then you will find someone who's gossiping about you. If you judge someone on the basis of something, then there is another person that will judge you. So whatever you are doing, you will get the same amount on yourself too. It's that the pain you are giving that person, you will also receive the same pain in near future. If you are giving happiness to that other person, you will also get the same happiness in near future. That's the psychology. So never get into judging as well. Negativity. Like I said, a negative conversation, no one wants to have a negative conversation. A motivating, a positive conversation with enthusiastically approach is a very good conversation. Complaining. If you make excuses or complain, like I can't do this, I can't do this, but if you get proper uh, answer by accepting your mistake, even if it is your mistake, okay, I don't say that accepting every mistake that other person also did. If you have committed the mistake, but you are complaining about that or giving excuse that I can't do this because of that reason, mm, that's very bad. If you are the person that you have who has done that mistake, then it is your duty to don't make any excuse or don't complain about any other person. If it's your mistake, then you have to explain them that I have done this. I'm apologize for this. I make sure that nothing will do this. Nothing will happen again next time like this. Because the one thing you complain or excuse, people lose your trust. And when they lose their trust, it is very important that if there's no trust, then there's no need for any communication. There's no gap for any communication. Exaggeration. Okay. Exaggeration, which means just like to befil, like to exclaim, that, like to say something, I don't know, मतलब किसी चीज को बड़ा चढ़ा के कहना. Like whatever you say, you just exaggerate a lot. You just make this thing as big as they appear. It's like the clickbait thing. Like you say, I've done this. Oh my god, what happened to this? It's just YouTuber shit. Main thing of stoicism, which means that if you just show less exaggeration and just hear things, proper exaggeration comes with a great cost that people will think you are overactive, over dramatic. Now, this is the problem that I've been dealing with. I thought just being too over exaggerated will make my friends happy, but in other terms, it looks like I am being over dramatic or I am being a complete fool. I'm just faking my emotions. That's the thing. You have to give proper, not over exaggerated expressions while talking to you. This is a skill. It takes time to understand, but when you properly understand it, you will be, I mean, a proper person. You are not going to exaggerate about this. You become a stoic personality. If you think stoicism is like uh, giving away all the things, hardship, and never react in this, that's not I mean. Little bit of stoicism in your life is good, which means like whatever happens, try not to react, because if we react overly, we make wrong decisions. Whenever we are happy, we make wrong decisions. Whenever we are sad or depressed, we make wrong decisions. So it's necessary to make good decision by thinking clearly. Dogmatic, narcissism, which means I, me, myself. That's about narcissism type of shit. Don't be narcissistic. It's not like I'll give you a hint, a proper hint. Being narcissist is a very bad thing. If you being narcissist, then you just don't want to read about that person. You just want to make that person read about you. That's the thing. So if you try to be narcissist, then a little bit narcissism can be okay, but when your whole conversation, the 70 to 60 to 70 part of your conversation becomes I, me, myself, then it's like a very bad sign. So these are the things about communication. That's my side. Thank you.